Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel. I know it has been a hot minute since I've actually put a recorded video up on my channel, but it's all good, so thank you. You could have been doing a gazillion other things, but you chose to watch this video instead, so I thank you from the heart of my bottom. No, I mean the bottom of my heart, yeah. Anyway, so today, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to do a video based upon a request from a subscriber who watched a video I made 10 years ago, and the video was called The 50-Year-Old Gamer. So I know your brain's ticking right now, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, this video is celebrating the fact that yesterday, the 23rd of March 2024, I celebrated my 60th birthday. Now I know for some it's very hard to believe, because for those who know me and have seen my face, I look too devastatingly handsome to be 60 years old. But then again, the question I've been asked so many times throughout my birthday is, how do you feel at 60 years old? And I say to myself, well, I don't really know how I feel at 60. I don't know how to feel at 60. I just feel how I feel, and that's basically it. But I can tell you how I feel right about now. I feel hung the way over, to be honest with you. My head is banging, but it's a nice kind of head banging, but on the back of some serious celebrating. I was going to make this video on my birthday, maybe a stream, but I don't think I would have lasted, so I left it until today to make the video. So here I am. So in my 50-year-old gamer video, I think I went over my love of gaming from when I was a school child, when I was young, basically playing pinball machines and pool and asteroids and missile command and all those stuff from my local amusement arcade. Fast forward to today, which is still on the PlayStation 4. Now I will give you a reason as to why that basically is. So since 2014, which was basically a year after the PS4 release, I think it was released in November of 2013, I had been playing quite a lot of Destiny, and Destiny 2, I would say I had played a ton of, and that game was the game where I met my good brethren, now known as the Inglorious Ballbags. So we've kind of switched from Destiny to Call of Duty. Some people staying on Call of Duty, some people dropping off Call of Duty and what have you, but mainly Call of Duty. We all seem to congregate at some point when whatever iteration of Call of Duty is, we are all kind of agreed on that is at least playable. All right. So basically it was like around a year into the PS4's release. We're going from there to today. Now, for the first time in my history of gaming, the PS5 has been the only machine, the only console that I had not been an early adopter of. And the reasons behind it, I don't know how to kind of tell you, because there was a lot of factors involved. Obviously 2020 being the lockdown year, COVID and all of that. My day job basically suffered as part of that, because I'm a musician by trade. So where I was getting gigs and playing in venues, I wasn't getting no gigs at all. I wasn't playing no venues at all, and venues was closing down left, right and center, and venues had very strict rules as to how much capacity was allowed into a venue, because I think at that time it was like around 50% or something like that. And when you're cutting down your overheads that low, you just can't operate as a business, as a venue owner, much less a promoter. You know what I mean? It's not fair to charge double the ticket price just to basically break even, I guess. It's just unheard of. So we was in very, very uncharted waters in that regard. But being a musician in all of that, I had to more or less kind of make up my mind as to where I wanted to go musically. So I spent a lot of time in my day job and basically gaming as a form of relaxation, really, afterwards. Because I remember even in my 50s and getting certain games to play, I think the ball bags will basically tell you, it's like, if there's a game that I really, really, really like, you can be guaranteed that I'd be rinsing it for at least 24 hours straight. 24 hours at least, you know what I mean? But it's not happening like that right about now with me and gaming. And obviously, with me not adopting the PS5 because of COVID, and even subsequently after that because of the cost of living, it just didn't seem that worthy of a purchase. And in a way, I kind of felt sad about that, because I'm on alpha now. My love for gaming hadn't waned. It was just different things took priority, like my work. Because obviously with my work, if I'm not getting the work in terms of shows, merch sales, royalties, I can't pay the bills. And if I can't pay the bills, I'm going to have to do some other kind of work. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, gaming wasn't even in the picture, as it were. It would only be in the picture when I just felt pissed off or depressed or just bored and just wanted to link up with my brethren. You know what I mean? So from COVID, you know, in a way, it was kind of like a good way to connect with my friends, but all of my friends were basically under the same situation. Do you know what I mean? So it was very odd, very, very odd. You know, it was one of those once in a lifetime worldwide events that I don't think will ever be replicated in the same way again. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm kind of digressing. But gaming played less and less and less of a feature, simply because of my work and the amount of work I needed to do and the direction I needed to basically take in my work. But having said that, I was still gaming from time to time, and Call of Duty basically was the game of choice. And at this moment in time, I don't really play a lot, for the simple fact that I don't know. I just think gaming in general is now beginning to suffer by way of layoffs within the development companies, the manufacturing of the games coming out half-baked, half-cocked. And another huge element, especially in shooters and fighting games, is the element of cheating. You know, cheating has basically just gone on a pandemic level, pardon the pun, that it's just not enjoyable. It's just not enjoyable anymore. Now, back in the day, I remember when I used to get my PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and get my magazine and get my cheat codes, and basically punching my cheat codes if I want to progress in the game. But that would only be for like single player games, and you always have the option of kind of playing it on the max difficulty level without even using that, you know what I mean? But that was just for single player games. But I just noticed that just the level of cheating, the level of rage quitting just wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun anymore. And on top of having to pay for a subscription, by now had gone up another £10 from £49 to £59, and just have to pay to witness all of this crapola going on. just was not fun for me anymore. And wanting to play a game, any game, by way of proper simulation was something that I always really wanted to achieve in gaming. But sadly, it's never going to be that way. It's never going to be that way because it's a different generation. It's a different generation of gamers. It's a different generation of game developers, and it's a very what's the word? Short attention span, oven ready, quick fix kind of era we're in total, much less gaming. Back in the day when people were running their YouTube channels, and before I even go any further, I want to big up my brethren who even got me to this stage in talking about games and on YouTube and playing games on YouTube and stuff like that. I've got to big up my brethren, none other than Pemby66, and I've seen his channel grow quite considerably, and he's the one reason that I'm even making these videos right about now, even though I don't make as much as I used to. But I do still enjoy making videos on YouTube, especially when I'm streaming with my brethren with the ball bags. It's just a big laugh. It's a great laugh. But yeah, big up to Pemby. His channel's really grown now. I think he's got over 70,000 subscribers now, which is a whole heap. You know what I mean? So congratulations to you, and thanks to you for putting me on this caper. But coming back to my point, I remember back in the day when you had gamers like KSI and all of these other gamers that basically just made their names through gaming, and now they've just gone on to bigger and better things, you know. But now it's like people, they want to get to them levels as quick as possible, you know, by cheating, you know, cheating and doing all sorts of unscrupulous shit, you know, which in turn kind of ruins the gaming thing, because when you kind of made it in gaming, it's very small. It's very small, a pool of people. It's very small pool of people that at the upper echelons in their career on YouTube, so they move on to bigger and better things, and rightfully so. But the mess some of these people leave behind, it just puts us casual hobbyist gamers into a really shitty place, you know. But having said that, there's a lot of interesting things on the horizon where gaming is concerned. Interest by way of maybe console exclusives not being exclusive anymore, and certain games being available to all consoles. Now, I don't know which side of the penny you're on, but I think that can only be a good thing, because at the end of the day, gaming wins. Gaming wins for sure. But the console wars, it can be abated a little bit in that regard, I guess. And you know, if you've been an Xbox gamer for a long time, it's not going to change. It's not going to change if a PlayStation game that was an exclusive like The Last of Us ports over to the Xbox. But then you have some people that will buy another console just to play The Last of Us as well, you know. So there's many different camps. But it is an interesting thing right about now where the developers are kind of trying to find out, okay, what is the best common ground for everybody? Cross-platform. Excuse me. Cross-platform to enjoy gaming together. I think there's a bit of a way to go, simply because of the power of the PC. You know, consoles are just going to have to catch up. But then even if consoles catch up to where PCs are now, PCs are going to go furlongs. They're going to be furlongs ahead even at that point. But at the same time, anyway, I'm not a developer. I'm not a computer head. I don't, you know what I mean? I just about know a keyboard and mouse. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it will be an interesting thing. How am I finding gaming at the moment? It's kind of mixed. If you mention a PS5 to me, what would be the first thing I think about? Well, lots of people have PS5. My son has got a PS5. But there's only one thing that comes to mind when I think about a PS5, which is, well, no, it's two things actually. It's PS5 Pro and Grand Theft Auto 6. That's basically a selling point. I remember with the PS4, Destiny was a selling point. Remember when you had games that would sell the console on its own? I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. However, people might differ and say, you know what? Yeah, there's really some good games on PS5. You know what I mean? And they can list me a whole ton of them. You know, maybe because I'm getting old, I'm just not paying too much attention to that. But at the same time, if Grand Theft Auto 6 can gain my attention at this point, knowing full well that game's going to drop in 2025, and it's going to break a whole heap of records, a gazillion people's going to basically play it. And even if I was to get a PS5 for that game, would my gaming experience be enhanced by that? Or would it be much of a muchness? Who knows at this point? But it's getting dangerously close to the fact that when I do finally decide to get a PS5, the PS5 is more or less nearly going to be at the end of its cycle. You know what I mean? Or at least 2/3 of the way through it. Which makes me realize, well, just how old I am and how relatively out of touch I am with this whole gaming thing. Behind the scenes, rather. But anyway, I can hear myself waffling. But at the same time, I just want to let people know that I still love gaming. I don't know how far I'll go with gaming. I don't know if I'll be as intensive as I have been. Let me repeat that. I don't know if I will be as intensive as I was in my 50s. It's going to have to take some really great games for me to basically do that. But at the same time, you know, at my time of life, different things take priority. And in my work, especially, that's taken up a lot more of my time and priority. Where I was more relaxed with my work and just doing what I'm basically doing, I feel like I've got so much more to do within my work that little chunks of my gaming time has kind of been etched away, because in reality it's not paying the bills. You know, it's not paying the bills, and it's only fulfilling when I'm linking up with my ball bags brethrens on there just to have a laugh and shits and giggles. You know what I mean? But to run it as a career, I'm way late in the game. But that's not to say that other people my age who wants to start up a YouTube gaming channel, that's not to say it's too late for them, you know. But I'm in a privileged position where I love my job. I absolutely love my job, which is being a musician, making music, producing music, not just for me, but for my collaborators and other people all over the world. You know, technology has made it a whole lot easier for me to work real efficiently at what I do. And gaming, well, it might just have to take the middle of the back seat, as it were. and I can really hear myself waffling. I don't really have much to say about gaming because I've not really been on the ball with it. And I'm sure a lot of people can basically suggest to me what is their highlight right about now, what they're looking forward to, you know, what games I should be looking out for, you know. But the reality is that whilst I love gaming at this moment, now I've turned 60, it's not as up there and relevant and important as it was for me before. If only for me just to relax. I simply relax better by listening to music I've produced or listening to music other people have produced. I think I'm beginning to rage more online than I have done before, and I'm thinking, no, I don't need that. But anyway, I still love gaming and I'm still going to be gaming, but I don't know how much of it I will be doing on a regular. But people, let me know if any of you are in your 60s and what you think about the whole gaming scene from your perspective. How has it changed from you being in your 50s to your 60s? Where do you see the gaming industry going? Where do you see gaming as a pastime go? Where do you see it going? Just where do you see gaming, basically? Anyway, I can definitely hear myself waffling. But thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. And until the next time we link up, as per usual, whatever the game, media, platform, format, genre, happy gaming. Because if you are happy gaming, not only am I happy with you, I'm happy for you too. So people, stay blessed. I'm out of here. Maganski. Sayonara. Bye-bye. Toodaloo. Laters. Magan.